All right, Kirsten, thank you so much for joining us. You just completed the Tarpon Solution Architect certification. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your background is, and how you got into RPA space?
I've been in healthcare IT project management for almost 20 years. Started in vendor software implementation and transitioned to hospital IT operations. Was recently looking for a change that would allow me to use my healthcare experience and was given an opportunity to be trained as an RPA analyst with the University of Washington Medical Center, and I jumped at the chance to get into the growing RPA space and learn something new.
Awesome. Would you mind just telling us just a little bit about the structure of our certification that you went through and tell us a little bit about what you enjoyed the most?
Training lasted 8 weeks with Nick. We met once a week for about an hour and left with a little bit of homework to prepare for the following week. The first 4 meetings were in a training format, where the last 4 were hands-on using the tools specific to my project. The training started at the very beginning, building an automation program, which was particularly useful for us at UW, considering we're just now getting our program started. Software lifecycle wasn't new to me, but the tools that Tarpon offered were my favorite part.
And what were like the main concepts or skills that you learned that you didn't have before going into the certification?
The key one for me was putting together the ROI. The Tarpon tool was great at identifying where the benefits can be recognized for each of those automations, and it's really easy to use.
We spent some time in class working on a real project. That was a really important thing for Tarpon when we were designing the certification, because we wanted you to leave with something very real and tangible, and we think that's the best way to apply the lessons. How important was that from your perspective?
Oh, it was crazy important. I had just started a project, so the timing worked out to be quite perfect. It allowed me to revisit a couple of things, like the return on investment, and compare it to what I had already done. And it didn't feel like rework, but I was able to add a complexity component that had not been identified in the original ROI. And the plan toolkit, which also assisted me in creating more focus and detail in my design, was a tremendous help in the build process, because frankly, I had missed some key areas in my design that were called out and super easy to identify using that toolkit.
And the plan toolkit is the toolkit that aligns the inputs from the applications and software that you're touching and how that maps into the steps and the business decisions that your automation will take. We think that's a really important component that is often overlooked, and that's why there was so much emphasis on that component. Last but not least, now that you're completed with the certification, how are you going to approach your next project, and are you more confident?
For sure. And just knowing that I have access to the Tarpon network and the tools provided has me really excited to get started on my next project, which is right around the corner. But I know exactly where to look and who I can lean on for support.
Well, congratulations, and I hope that this new chapter in your career goes well, and I look forward to hearing about the successes of your next project.
Thank you.